Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pod English for Everyone. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to learn 30 English phrases that you can actually use in everyday conversations. We're not going to memorize a boring vocabulary list. For every expression, I'll show you how it works in a real situation. Today, we'll begin with our first 10 phrases. Ready? Let's start. Phrase 1. How's it going? This is a very common and relaxed way to ask someone how they are. You meet a friend and say, "Hey, how's it going?" They might answer, "Pretty good, thanks. How about you?" You don't need a long answer. It's simply a natural way to start a conversation. Phrase 2. What have you been up to? Use this when you haven't seen someone for a while and want to know what they've been doing recently. "Hey, long time no see. What have you been up to?" You could answer, "I've been really busy with work lately." Phrase 3. Sounds good to me. Someone suggests a plan. "Let's meet around 7." You answer, "Sounds good to me." It simply means that you're happy with the suggestion. Try repeating it. "Sounds good to me." Phrase 4. It depends. This is one of the most useful expressions in English. Someone asks, "Do you like working from home?" You might say, "It depends. Sometimes I enjoy it, but I also like working with other people." You can also say, "It depends on the situation." Phrase 5. I'm not really sure. You don't always know the answer, and that's completely normal. Someone asks, "Are you going out tonight?" You answer, "I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll stay home." This sounds natural and gives you time to explain. Phrase 6. Let me think. This expression is perfect when someone asks you a question and you need a few seconds. What's your favorite movie? Let me think. That's difficult. Probably Interstellar. Instead of becoming silent, use. Let me think. Now, your pause feels completely natural. Phrase 7. That makes sense. Use this when you understand someone's explanation or agree with their reasoning. Your friend says, "I'm staying home tonight because I have to wake up early tomorrow." You answer, "Yeah, that makes sense." Simple, natural, and extremely useful. Phrase 8. How about you? You've heard me use this expression many times on this podcast because it's one of the easiest ways to continue a conversation. Someone asks, "What do you do on weekends?" You answer, "I usually relax or see some friends." How about you? Instead of searching for another topic, you simply return the question. Phrase 9. I didn't catch that. This one is essential. Sometimes people speak quickly, or maybe you simply don't hear something clearly. Don't pretend you understood. Say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that." The other person will usually repeat themselves. This is completely normal in real conversations. Phrase 10. What do you mean? Sometimes you hear every word but don't understand the idea. That's when you can ask, "What do you mean?" For example, "I don't think this plan is going to work." What do you mean? "I think it's too expensive." Now the person explains their idea more clearly. And that's our first 10 phrases. But here's something important. Don't try to memorize all 10 immediately. Choose 3 that you think you'll actually use. Maybe, "Let me think." That makes sense. And how about you? Say each one out loud several times. Then create a situation where you could use it. That's how an expression moves from something you understand to something you can actually say. We already learned our first 10 expressions. So now let's continue with phrases 11 to 20. These expressions will help you sound more relaxed and natural in everyday English. Phrase 11. To be honest. Use this when you want to give your real opinion. Did you enjoy the movie? To be honest, I didn't really like it. You can also say, "To be honest, I'm pretty tired today." Phrase 12. As far as I know. This is useful when you believe something is true, but you're not completely certain. Is Emma coming tonight? As far as I know, yes. It tells the listener, "This is the information I have right now." Phrase 13. I'm looking forward to it. Use this when you're excited about something that's going to happen. Are you excited about your vacation? Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. You can also say, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Repeat it with me. I'm looking forward to it. Phrase 14. I haven't decided yet. Imagine someone asks, where are you going this weekend? You don't know. Simply answer, I haven't decided yet. Maybe continue, I might stay home or visit some friends. Phrase 15. That's a good point. Use this when someone says something interesting that makes you think. Maybe we should leave earlier because traffic could be bad. That's a good point. Let's leave at 8. It's a great expression for discussions. Phrase 16. I totally agree. This is stronger than simply saying, I agree. Your friend says, I think taking breaks is important when you're working. You respond, I totally agree. It helps me concentrate. Simple and natural. Before we continue with our final 4 phrases, if you're enjoying this episode, please like the video and subscribe to Pod English for Everyone. It really helps support the channel. And I have a question for you. Which English phrase from today's episode is the most useful for you? Write it in the comments. And while you're there, tell me what topic you'd like Sarah to cover in our next podcast. Maybe pronunciation, travel English, confidence, listening, vocabulary, or something completely different. All right, let's continue. Phrase 17. I'm used to it. This means that something has become normal or familiar to you. Maybe someone asks, isn't waking up at 6 difficult? You answer, not anymore. I'm used to it. Or, the city is noisy, but I'm used to it now. Be careful. I'm used to it doesn't mean that you did something in the past. It means you're comfortable with it because you've experienced it many times. Phrase 18. It's up to you. This is perfect when another person can make the decision. Your friend asks, should we eat Italian or Japanese food? You don't have a preference. Say, it's up to you. I'm happy with either. You're basically saying, you decide. Phrase 19. No worries. This is a relaxed way to say that something isn't a problem. Someone says, sorry, I'm a little late. You respond, no worries. Or, sorry, I forgot to call you yesterday. No worries, it's fine. You'll hear this expression frequently in casual conversations. Phrase 20. Take your time. Imagine someone is looking for something and says, sorry, give me a second. You can answer, take your time. It means there's no need to hurry. It's also useful when someone needs time to think. I'm not sure what to choose. Take your time. We don't need to decide now. And there we have it, 20 useful English phrases. But remember what we said earlier. Your goal isn't to memorize 20 expressions tonight. Your goal is to make a few of them automatic. Choose 3 from this section. For example, I'm looking forward to it. It's up to you. No worries. Now create one personal sentence with each phrase. I'm looking forward to my vacation. We can watch either movie. It's up to you. No worries, I can wait. Then say them out loud. Tomorrow, try using them again in different situations. That's how you build useful vocabulary. Not by seeing an expression once, but by meeting it again, saying it again, and using it in your own life. In the next part, we'll learn our final 10 phrases, including some very useful expressions for keeping conversations going, changing subjects naturally, and showing other people that you're really listening. We've already learned 20 useful English phrases, and now it's time for our final 10. These expressions are especially useful when you want to keep a conversation going, react naturally, or move from one idea to another. Let's begin. Phrase 21. What do you think? This is a simple way to invite someone into a conversation. I really like this restaurant. What do you think? Or, I think we should leave early. What do you think? Instead of doing all the talking, you're giving the other person a chance to share their opinion. Phrase 22. That reminds me. Use this when something makes you remember another story or idea. Your friend says, I'm going to Spain next month. You respond, that reminds me, I went to Barcelona a few years ago. It's a natural way to connect 2 topics. Phrase 23. By the way. This phrase is perfect when you want to introduce something new. By the way, are you free this weekend? Or, by the way, did you see Sarah yesterday? You'll hear this expression all the time in everyday conversations. Phrase 24. Really? Tell me more. Someone tells you, I'm starting my own business. You could answer, really? Tell me more. Simple. You're showing interest and encouraging the person to continue. Phrase 25. What happened? This is another very useful question. Someone says, yesterday was terrible. You naturally ask, oh no, what happened? Now you've opened the door for them to tell you the story. Phrase 26. I know what you mean. Use this when you understand someone's feeling or experience. Someone says, I find it difficult to concentrate when I'm tired. You answer, I know what you mean. I'm exactly the same. It creates a sense of connection between you and the other person. Phrase 27. I've never thought about that. Sometimes another person gives you an idea you've never considered before. Maybe they say, I think learning a language can change the way you think. You could respond, interesting, I've never thought about that. This is a great expression when you want to show that someone's idea made you think. Phrase 28. That sounds interesting. Imagine your colleague says, I'm taking a photography class this weekend. You could answer, that sounds interesting. How did you find the class? Notice what we're doing again. React first, then ask a question. That's one of the easiest ways to keep a conversation moving. Phrase 29. Let me put it another way. This phrase is extremely useful when someone doesn't understand your explanation. Maybe you say something complicated and notice that the other person looks confused. You can say, let me put it another way. Then explain the same idea using simpler English. This is also useful when you feel that your first sentence wasn't clear. You don't need to panic. Simply try again. Phrase 30. Anyway. And finally, we have a tiny word that you'll hear constantly in natural conversations. Anyway. We often use it when we want to return to the main topic or move the conversation forward. Imagine you're telling a story and get distracted. We stopped at this little cafe and the coffee was amazing. Anyway, after that, we continued our journey. It helps bring your story back on track. And there we have it, 30 useful English phrases for everyday conversations. But here's the important part. Knowing these phrases isn't enough. You need to use them. So let's practice a tiny conversation. Imagine your friend says, I'm traveling to Japan next month. You could respond, really? That sounds interesting. Have you been there before? They say, no, it's my first time. You answer, I've never been either. What are you looking forward to the most? Look at that. You don't need complicated English. You're simply using short expressions to react, ask questions, and keep the conversation alive. That's what these 30 phrases are designed to help you do. So choose 5 expressions from today's episode. Not 30, just 5. Write them down. Say them out loud. Create your own examples. Then imagine situations where you could use them. Because the goal isn't to have a notebook filled with English phrases. The goal is for someone to speak to you. And for expressions like, that makes sense. How about you? No worries. What happened or, that sounds interesting? To appear naturally without translation. And that's when vocabulary becomes something much more useful. It becomes a real conversation. And that's it. We've now learned 30 useful English phrases for everyday conversations. But before we finish, remember something important. You don't need to memorize all 30 phrases today. Instead, choose 5 expressions that you really like. Maybe, how about you? That makes sense. I'm looking forward to it. No worries. That sounds interesting. Then make them part of your English. Use them when you speak. Say them to yourself. Create your own examples. And when you're watching a movie, a YouTube video, or listening to a podcast, pay attention. You might suddenly hear one of these expressions in a real conversation. The more often you hear and use a phrase, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you won't need to translate it. Someone will tell you something interesting, and you'll automatically respond, really? Tell me more. Someone apologizes, and you naturally say, no worries. Someone asks for your opinion, and you answer without thinking too much. That's what we're trying to build. English that you can actually use. So here's your challenge. Choose 5 phrases from today's 30 and use each one at least once during the next 7 days. Then come back to this episode and choose 5 more. Small steps. Real practice. Natural progress. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Pod English for Everyone. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me which phrase was your favorite. I'm Sarah, and remember, don't just learn English. Use it. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep speaking. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.